I don't know why the series has to do me over like this. I've mentioned in multiple of my videos for Undead Unluck that the character out of, the Union, out of the main cast that I wanted to see by far was Billy. I wanted to see Billy do stuff. I wanted to see like his arc, and I really wanted to see like what exactly his addition to the story was going to be like, and exactly like how he was gonna like play into what's to come. Like the chapter we start out, we get all the quests and stuff. I like this one as the theme. Like it's got all of the Uma based off of the seasons, which I do like. Like the spring one is cool. It's like this Japanese like an ogre kind of like looking dude sort of thing, and then the the summer was creepy. It's like a seed, but it's got these weird eye stalks looking out of it, and then like autumn is this bug. Winter was, in my opinion, the least cool one, but it still looks it looks gigantic, but it's not the one that out of these ones that I'm most interested. It just looks cool because it's huge. Like, it looks like it's bigger than a mountain. But the addition of Uma Revolution, so I'm guessing stuff in this world like they don't like there's no gravitational pull around different like celestial bodies and stuff. I did see that somebody noted that the moon is always full in Undead Unluck, so I'm wondering if like it just that doesn't the other planets don't revolve around anything. None of the other circular or celestial bodies in general or satellites, because of course someone corrects me on like the moon and stuff. But that was interesting enough, just kind of the setup with them. And then Billy, like, it's I like the start. Like Billy was just talking, and then it's like, oh well, what is he trying to do? He's like talking about dropping nukes on him, and at the same time, it was like he's serious. Like he's a serious guy. That's the first thing he really goes for. It's like, let's just nuke all these guys into oblivion. And I'm just like, it's a pretty drastic like jump to do. Like fully kind of like you're not even giving the chance to really kind of fight any of these. They're just like, let's just do what we can, eradicate them, and then move on. And which again was interesting from the standpoint of like, I was wondering if they were going to go like deeper into that conversation, because there is the argument. It's like, if you nuked these guys, like say you nuked all four of these, killed them, but obviously you're going to have the consequences of a nuke. You're going to kill people in the process, and you're also going to make those areas uninhabitable from the radiation and whatnot. And I'm just thinking, like, it's an extremely radical thing to just jump to. Like, you're going right to like a high-end solution, but at the same time, it's like this versus the end, like the apocalypse. Even if it's dangerous to look at, it's still a better it's still a better solution than risking the end of the world. And in the idea of like, if it affects all these people, it'll still be way less than the greater good of humanity. And then it would be down to more of like a moral kind of outlook on this scenario, which I thought was really interesting. I thought that'd be a really cool kind of like way to take this. That's where I thought it was going, but that's not where it was going. Like it instead decided to like pull an early Eisen. Like again, very surprising that the manga decided to do this. Like Billy just kind of turning on all of them like this, betraying them. Like his character hadn't really done much, but I think it was really smart of the author to kind of like add those bits to his character. Like I've mentioned, like just general coolness. So you're going to be attracted to like just the idea of the character, and then some of his interactions, as well as obviously the one with Tatiana. We just got Tatiana's backstory, so getting her backstory and then like how he was tied to it, it was like, oh okay, well cool, this guy seems like a pretty nice guy, he seems pretty badass. Can't wait to get to his character and see what he brings to the table, and like, yeah, what exactly he's going to provide towards the series, especially when it was like, oh well, can't wait to get to his plot, his like story, his character. But that's not gonna happen. Like, well, it's not going to happen in the same sense of, the going on an adventure with the rest of the crew, and then eventually you get his story, and then, just a normal progression of what you'd expect. No, instead he switches sides very early. Like, again, this is very, very weird. is something that I wouldn't have expected at all in the 30 chapters of the story, 31 chapters. Like this was like 100 chapters later, and like we got some stuff building up for the betrayal. I would say, okay, yeah, it's pretty cool, but it's not a bad thing. It's just surprising to do so early. Like we didn't even really know about him yet. So he's gonna start out as this mysterious traitor, which I still think is really interesting. I think that's a pretty wild plot twist to have within the first year of the story, and especially with a character that we don't really know too much about. So now the only thing, instead of like figuring out, oh, well, why did he join the team? Why is he, how is he going to like kind of like work with Andy and Izumo, and like how are we gonna see stuff with Tatiana in the future? Tatiana's like way that she's gonna react to all this, I think, is gonna be really interesting, especially like when we know she's a little kid, and how she definitely looks in a good light to Billy, and seeing how she's gonna shift from this, I think, is gonna be interesting. I genuinely think that we're gonna have some really nice build off of her character from what we're getting out of this betrayal of Billy. And his moves were cool too. Like he does all these shots. Like we know, like his ability seems to have something to do with like maybe like velocity, or something with like the. I'm wondering if it might have something to do with just maybe like manipulation of bullets or something, like with kinetic energy or something. It's kind of hard to tell, because it could easily just be he's a really good shot, and then this has nothing to do with his power. I was just trying to like figure out what I can piece together with this so far. It could easily just be that he's a really good shot when it comes to these bullets, and his power has nothing to do with it, which I think would be really cool. I think it'd be badass if it's like he became an amazing shot because his power is so dangerous he can't really use it like as sparingly as other people. But like Andy and Shen go and just rush him, get swords out, ready to fight him, and then after Ishin gets shot, and it's sad because if you look at each of the times like something bad happens, Ishin's always protecting like Cop, and just protecting the other little kid. Like he just seems like a nice guy, and he gets hit by one of the bullets. He's bleeding. He's injured, and Top's just not taking it when Billy like cracks a joke. Top just rushes over, kicks him in the face, breaks his neck, and still a mystery like how exactly he didn't die. Like I'm wondering what exactly again his power is. But then he just kind of like messes up his hair, just runs through it. So I said kind of like more like Aizen. I think the fact that it's not just that he was a traitor when he did this. I think the fact he pulled the Aizen with the hair thing, and then some of this really cool big lava monster, and is taking the table with him. Like again, that's also really surprising that he's going to be bringing this with him. Like, is anyone going to stop him? Is this a test? I'm not too sure. Like, I really want to find out what exactly he's planning and where this is going. Because, again, I was really interested in Billy's character. He was definitely, out of the characters you hadn't seen, he was my number one. And now he's a traitor. So, it's a little rough because, like I said, we hadn't got to him yet. So this is the first thing we're getting to him, and the first thing we really see is that he's not as dedicated to this group as I figured he would be. But other than that, though, comment below. Tell me your thoughts about this chapter, and tell me your thoughts about what's coming up with Undead Unluck. The series is starting to really pick up, and we're definitely getting, the bad guy territory. Who's the antagonist group? And I think people are starting to give it more looks into. And I know it's doing well in Japan. I'm waiting for it to do a little bit better in the West. But it's genuinely a very fun series. But anyway, other than that, no, comment below. Thumbs up the video, but for the like button, subscribe button, and check out my other videos. Further than that, I appreciate how many subscribes, and I thank you all for listening. Bye.